Hello everyone, my name is John Merchant. I'm a singer-songwriter guitarist from Northern Michigan. I've also been a ValveTrain Amps endorsing artist since 2009. A couple weeks ago I did a video on the ValveTrain Ghost 211 translucent boost pedal because I had one in my possession, of course, and Rick and the gang at ValveTrain liked the video, and I thought, well, I also have the POWERTRAIN Studio 20 here, so let's talk about that. What that is, it's a all-analog, all-tube speaker and power section for your modelers and profilers. This particular one has two 6V6 tubes, a 12AX7, a solid-state rectifier, into a 10-inch speaker. They do make a 50-watt version as well. The Studio 20 here, I have paired up with the Line 6 HX Stomp, and I don't know if you can see it because of the black pedal board, but it's a pretty small pedal. It would fit in your gig bag or even in the back of this amp. I'm using this today to describe and kind of let you guys know what use this might be to players like myself or maybe some of you folks who we aren't playing arenas. We're not in the huge room with a full range PA and a sound guy. We play gigs, where the PA might be vocal only. There's just vocals in the monitors. If you get monitors, sometimes they'll mic up a speaker and oftentimes they won't. We'll play live in the room. So I've got these modelers and profilers, but I can't get out and use them in the real world. So that's where I really like this, is now it takes my HX Stomp here and it gives me a tube amp. So I can go play pickup gigs and jams and practices. I've got the first setting here is a deluxe preamp with some reverb. So I hit button 1 in the reverb and that deluxe preamp. So there's no cabinet emulation, there's no speaker modeling, no impulse response. I hit that, and here's the tone I got through my 56 Gold Top Tribute Les Paul. There's just an SM57 on here going through a Behringer X18 mixer. It's all really simple, working man stuff. You know, I make the league minimum. So here it is. Here's on the bridge pickup. Middle pickup. And here it is on the neck. And that's a sound I'm familiar with. I've played deluxes for years. That's a sound I'm familiar with, and it's coming out a speaker. I can take it anywhere. I have an amplifier now. The other thing is you go to these gigs, everybody's on in-ear monitors. They've got the full range PA. They've got all this stuff. But in the smaller setting, I'm going to sit right up front, dead center. I want to take the whole thing in, and maybe I'm only hearing the acoustic drum set. Everything else is direct. So if I'm not in a prime position for those front speakers, and typically our bar club PA is speakers on either side of the stage. Maybe it's a sub with a pole and a speaker, or just tripod stands. If I'm not in the right place, I don't get any of that. So I might just be hearing drums, sitting dead center, hearing drums. There's no amps. This gives me that live music experience back, a little of that tube mojo. I really like that. The second button here has been set up to what they call the German Ubersonic. Someone can tell me what that model is. I just picked it because it was high gain. Same thing. It's just the preamp. But I kicked that on, and now I just came from that clean deluxe reverb sound, and now I'm over here. Pretty radical shift. Your channel switching amps do that. They give you a clean and dirty, but it's often not that radical. Or, one lacks. It's really good clean channel, then overdrive's not so great. Killer distortion, but I can't get a good clean. That's why we go to modelers. We go to modelers and profilers so we can get all those sounds that we hear in our heads, all those classic amps, all those tones. But again, in the real world, for someone like me, I need to be able to take this and play it in a room. And that's what I really like about the POWERTRAIN Studio 20, is now I have, in this case, I have two separate amps, but I could set these in set lists for every song, whatever the case is. But I have two pretty wide range of sounds, you know, from that all the way over to so all of that right here with the POWERTRAIN Studio 20 by ValveTrain. So it takes my profiler, my modeler, whatever unit I'm using, and it puts it into the real world as a tube-powered amplifier. Again, the POWERTRAIN Studio 20. Check it out. Great unit. Bring those modelers and profilers into the real world.